Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
By a deputy not going in.
Are you really not taking any responsibility for the multiple red flags that were brought to the attention of the Broward Sheriff's Office about this shooter before the incident, whether it was people near him, close to him, calling the police on him?
Jake, I could only take responsibility for what I knew about. I exercised my due diligence. I've given amazing leadership to this agency.
Amazing leadership?
I've worked... Yes, Jake. There's a lot of things we've done throughout this. You don't measure a person's leadership by a deputy not going into these deputies received the training they needed.
Maybe you measure somebody's leadership by whether or not they protect the community. In this case, you've listed 23 incidents before the shooting involving the shooter, and still nothing was done to keep guns out of his hands, to make sure that the school was protected, to make sure you were keeping an eye on him. Your deputy at the school failed. I don't understand how you can sit there and claim amazing leadership.
Jake, on 16 of those cases, our deputies did everything right. Our deputies have done amazing things. We've taken this, in the 5 years I've been sheriff, we've taken the Broward Sheriff's Office to a new level. I work with some of the bravest people I've ever met. One person, at this point, one person didn't do what he should have done. It's horrific. The victims here, the families, I pray for them every night. It makes me sick to my stomach that we had a deputy that didn't go in, because I know if I was there, if I was on that wall, I would have been the first then, along with so many of the other people.
I think there are a lot of people, sir, who think that there are a lot of mistakes other than that one deputy. Do you think that if the Broward Sheriff's Office had done things differently, this shooting might not have happened?
Listen, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, O.J. Simpson would still be in the record books.
I don't know what that means. There's 17 dead people, and there's a whole long list of things your department could have done differently.
How could I? Listen, that's what after action reports are. That's for lessons learned reports are for. I have entered into conversation with Chuck Wexler of the Police Executive Research Forum. They will be coming to town to do an independent after action lessons learned report. We understand everything wasn't done perfectly, and if it happened in Los Angeles or Chicago or any other city, every person wouldn't perform perfectly. That's not what happens.
Records show sheriff is deceiving public on FL shooter as their failure virtually let it happen. Records obtained from the Broward Sheriff's Office reveal that the number of times police were warned about Nikolas Cruz happened far more than they are claiming. By Matt Agarist, February 27, 2018. Parkland, Florida. As more information continues to come out on the utter failure of police and FBI in stopping the overt and obvious threat that was Nikolas Cruz, it now appears that the public is being deceived. According to records obtained from the Broward County Sheriff's Office, police were told about the Florida shooter nearly twice as much as they've admitted. According to a report by CNN, records obtained from the Sheriff's Office by CNN show the law enforcement agency received at least 45 calls for service relating to Cruz or his brother from 2008 to 2017, before the attack at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland on February 14. The Sheriff's Office has insisted it received no more than 23 calls for service regarding Cruz or his family. Broward Sheriff. Heavy checkmark. At Broward Sheriff. In the interest of full transparency, we are making available the list of all 23 calls for service at the Cruz home. 18 involved Nikolas Cruz. None appeared arrestable under Florida law. However, 2 of the calls remain under internal investigation. http://bit.ly/2-4hti. 2:37 p.m., February 23, 2018. 2,212. 3,456 people are talking about this. Twitter adds info and privacy. According to the report, the Sheriff's Office has repeatedly refused to answer questions in regard to the glaring difference in what their records show versus what they are telling the public. Instead, they have doubled down on the original number. CNN reports. On February 15, CNN received a Broward County Sheriff's Office log based on a public records request showing 39 calls from Cruz's house over a 6-year period. During CNN's town hall on the Parkland school shooting last Wednesday, NRA Representative Dana Loesch confronted Sheriff Israel about those 39 calls, though she inaccurately described them as being 39 visits from police in 1 year. The next day, at a press conference in the wake of growing public criticism, Israel said his agency has been involved in 23 type calls involving the killer in some way, shape, or form or his brother. What's more, over the weekend, the sheriff's office again stated the lower number instead of what the actual report from their own department shows and claimed that the 39 number was not true. Since 2008, BSO responded to 23 incidents where previous contact was made with the killer or his family. Stop reporting 39, it's simply not true, read the statement from the sheriff's office. View image on Twitter. View image on Twitter. Broward Sheriff. Heavy check mark. At Broward Sheriff. 9:55 p.m., February 24, 2018. 777. 2,547 people are talking about this. Twitter adds info and privacy. According to the department's own logs, however, which show the calls, the Broward County Sheriff's Office actually received 45 calls in the past in relation to the Cruz household. According to the report, the documents in question include call logs from the law enforcement agency's computer-aided dispatch system. The records list police calls from the home at 6166 Northwest 80th Terrace in Parkland, Florida, which was the home owned by Nicholas Cruz's mother during that time period, according to property deeds. Each listed police call has a unique identifying number, dispatch date and time, and description. The descriptions include mentions of a mentally ill person, child/elderly abuse, domestic disturbance, missing person, and more. The vast majority of the calls resulted in no written report. The calls about Cruz's unstable behavior have been pouring into the sheriff's office since he was only 9 years old. The breakdown of the total number of calls shows that his brother was just as unstable as police received calls that he hit his mother and ran away. Calls relating to Nicholas Cruz include descriptions of fights with his brother, cursing at his mother, and throwing her against the wall for taking away his Xbox. The issues brought to the sheriff's attention worsen over time. In 2014, someone accused him of shooting a chicken with a BB gun. As TFTP previously reported, Cruz warned that he was going to shoot up a school and kill people, and the FBI did nothing. "I'm going to be a professional school shooter," a YouTube user named Nicholas Cruz commented on a video on September 24, 2017. The video was posted on the channel Ben the Bondsman, and the owner, Ben Benait, immediately took a screenshot and submitted it to the FBI. Nothing happened. While this is bad enough, the sheriff's department records show that police were given this exact same warning a year before because Cruz had been declaring his wishes to shoot up the school publicly. According to the records, in 2016, a neighbor warned police that Cruz posted on Instagram that he said he planned to shoot up the school. The person who made that call came forward this week and said that she begged the sheriff's office to intervene. Instead of intervening though, police told her that they couldn't act until Cruz actually did something. The incompetence is staggering, especially given the fact that making a direct threat of violence is illegal. A few months after he said he wanted to shoot up the school on Instagram because the police failed to heed this warning and the dozens of other ones, Cruz bought the rifle he would use in the shooting. What's more, the school even warned police that Cruz said he wanted to harm himself and others and he wanted to purchase a gun. All of this was ignored and Cruz was still allowed to buy a gun. It gets worse. On the day his mother died, Broward Sheriff's Office received calls from family members warning deputies that he had weapons and that Cruz was a threat. They begged the deputies to recover the weapons. Nothing happened. Days later, Yet another person called the sheriff's office and told them that Cruz was going to shoot up the school. The caller mentioned that Cruz was collecting guns and knives, and could be a school shooter in the making. Again, instead of acting, records show Broward County referred caller to the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, which had jurisdiction over Cruz's temporary home with a family friend. Within days, Cruz was back south in Broward County staying with another friend's family, according to CNN. The utter failure of law enforcement in this tragic incident proves that no matter how much police state action is in place, even when police are warned multiple times ahead of time, it can and will fail. When asked if he takes any responsibility for the horrendous botch by his department which led to the deaths of 17 innocent children and adults, Sheriff Israel said he's done an amazing job. I can only take responsibility for what I knew about. I exercised my due diligence. I have given amazing leadership to this agency, Israel said.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.